Hey guys, it's Janie. Welcome back to the Bookworms Buddy. It is time for Tackle My TBR. Okay, welcome back guys. Welcome new subscribers. Thank you all for your continued support. So, what did I read last week? Well, it was the normal 2 books that I read. And we're going to get started on that. The first one was Just One Day by Gail Forman. I've heard a lot of good things about this book, and I'm very late to the bandwagon. Finally decided to pick it up to get my J for the A-Z challenge that I do every year. So in this book we are following Allison, who is going away on this abroad kind of thing before college, where she's going with some classmates, and they go to England, and that is where she meets this Dutch actor, and his name is Willem. She has never gotten to go to Paris, and so he decides he's going to whisk her off for a day in Paris, and she decides that, you know what, that sounds like a plan. So they have this one day together, and they have a great time, and he ends up disappearing. And so that leaves her brokenhearted. She's convinced herself that she is in love with him. She can't forget him, and she just tries to pick herself up day after day after day after day. This was an okay read. I think there could have been so much more done with the story. I feel like it didn't have to be as long as it was, because you're just going through her days and how she's just kind of, you know, moving along. She can't forget about Willem, and it really started to pick up and get better towards the end part of the book, maybe 50 to 100 pages. It started to really get better. I gave it 3.5 stars because I did like the character. I did like her character, but I felt like this was like any other contemporary romance. There wasn't really anything new brought to the story, really. But I mean, I feel like it is worth the read if you like the contemporary romance thing, if you've not already read this book, because I'm sure a lot of people have read this book. This was okay for me. So I gave it 3.5 stars. I do have just 1 year, and I may or may not pick it up. I don't really feel like it was necessary to continue the story, but we'll see where I go with that one. So, but anyway, I got my J, just one day. It was a decent read, just not anything to write home about. The next book that I picked up was Vanishing in the Height, and this is by Max Tomlinson. This is the first time I've read this author, and I really enjoyed the story a lot. So in this story, we're following Colleen, and Colleen served time in prison because she murdered her husband because he sexually assaulted her 8-year-old daughter. And so she served time with that, and then her daughter ended up being a runaway at some point, and now she's just trying to reconnect with her, and they've got like restraining orders against her and this and that. So she gets hired by Edward Copeland, who is this big, kind of bigwig, and he wants her to solve an 11-year-old case of the murder of his daughter. And this takes place in 1978 in San Francisco, and she is a private detective, but she doesn't have a license for it because obviously she's an ex-con. But he takes her seriously. He thinks that she's going to solve the case for him, and that's pretty much the story. I really, really enjoyed it a lot. I'm not going to give you all the details in this video. This may be coming up on a Thriller Thursday, and then I will give more details then. But the flow was fantastic. The characters, I loved all of the characters. And it just kept me glued to the pages. it's kind of mystery thrillerish, kind of on both wavelengths there. And I think that's why I really enjoyed it. Those are two of my favorite genres to read. So, yeah, if you haven't read this book or any Max Tomlinson, you should check this out because I really enjoyed the story. So the next book that I started was Does It Hurt? And this is by H.D. Carlton. You guys know that I read Haunting and Hunting Adeline, and this is the same author. Like I said, she's very dark, but I love her storylines. So I'm reading this one, and so far it's pretty good. I think I'm like maybe 30% into the story. I'm reading it on my Kindle, so I don't really know the page number. But yeah, I'm really enjoying that one. But that is what I read for last week. What did you guys read last week? Let me know down in the comments below. Or if you read any of these books that I've talked about today, you can also leave me a comment about your thoughts on those books. I'd really like to know. But that is all I have for you guys today. Thanks for staying tuned, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.